a blind piano player, wrestler, long-distance runner, and a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions across the U.S., are here to tell their story of their unique and incredible journey together. Welcome to the Nancy and Mike Show. Nancy and Mike will engage you with some of the most unimaginable and heartwarming stories of their extraordinary life. So please welcome your hosts, Nancy and Mike.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorek.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida.
Yep.
God inspired. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. Today's date is June 27th, 2026. And what a difference a year. Last week, I talked about some of the historic things
June, Mike in June.
that happened to my life. Well, like I said last week, this is my 80th June. So a lot has happened during all those months.
Yes.
Now, one of the things I talked about was the races I had in June. And my weight being 111 and 112. Boy, you talk about the good old days.
Yeah, that's good running weight
Yeah,
for you.
and that is good running weight. And somebody told me that if I was ever going to run a marathon, which I did 2 of them, tried to do a third one, that I would have to weigh around 112. Well, and it's true. My best times were when I was around that weight.
Yes.
And now I'm almost 100 pounds over that.
Yep.
But anyway, be that as it may, I'm not going to be running any races anytime soon. And besides that, one of the reasons I quit running races, besides my weight situation
and your health concerns.
Yeah, my health concerns. I had kidney stones for 3 years.
Yeah, that's kind of hard.
And last year on June 27th is the day I came home from the hospital.
Yeah.
From bladder cancer.
But they got it all.
They got it all. They haven't seen any positive tests for a year, and I'm hoping they got it all. I think they have.
Yeah, I know it.
But anyway, one of the things.
Oh yeah, because you have to go online to get registered.
Yeah, that's the reason I don't run races anymore. And the reason being, if you have, I hate to go online for stuff. That's
And
one
a
thing.
lot of races, you would just show up with your running partner because it was iffy if you're going to get a running partner or not. So why pre-register? Then you could lose the money if you can't go.
Yeah, or supposing the weather's lousy, or any number of things could happen. Weather could be lousy. I could
twist your ankle, which that happened once.
Find out that I don't have any running partner, and they don't pay you back.
No,
So,
they don't.
I mean, it's not a good situation. So when I saw that I had to do everything online, even if I weighed 112 or whatever the case, I would still retire.
Yeah.
It's not worth the effort. One of the things that I was planning to talk about today, what's happening in baseball? It's crazy. Now,
what do you mean? What's happening?
Boston went to Colorado, and they got pounded into submission. They got their heads handed to them. 2 out of 3 times, Colorado, who is probably the worst team in baseball.
Oh, wow.
I don't know who's worse. The Colorado Avalanche. No, not the Avalanche. The Rockies. The Avalanche is hockey, and they're a good team. And the California Angels. They're probably the
Oh,
two worst teams in
Angel.
baseball.
I know.
So Boston goes to Colorado, and they get slacked 2 out of 3 times.
And it wasn't at home.
It wasn't
Oh.
no, it wasn't at home. And
Hey,
then
Colorado, don't the balls go farther? I
yeah,
know.
but they don't have any power in their lineup.
Yeah, so forget it.
So that's not an advantage for them.
Okay.
The other thing is, how does this happen?
What?
You go to Colorado, and the only guy that wins for you is your ace pitcher, Sonny Gray,
Yeah.
who's 9-1, who everybody knows won't be with them much
Oh.
longer.
Too bad.
And because Boston's going to dump their
No, beating some people makes
and,
they'll change their tune.
then they go home, which they're the worst home team in baseball,
I know.
and they beat the Yankees, a team I'm rooting for now,
I know.
6-3 and 6-1.
Woo!
Now, one of the games
Yeah.
they won 6-3 on Thursday night. Not the Yankees. Boston won.
Yeah, I know.
And all 6 of Boston's runs were unearned.
Well, see,
So
they won.
they were.
They don't have offense.
They don't have offense. So they got to rely on the other team
Yeah.
making errors. But at least it tells you that at some point in time, they were making some kind of contact, because if they were striking out all the time, there wouldn't be any errors for the
Yeah,
defense
that's
to make.
true. Ah,
So that's one of those things that I don't understand. And they're 4-4 against the Yankees, which is
amazing.
amazing. And I don't know if the Yankees are in first place or second place, but they're up there. And there's 5 teams in the American League that are over 500 out of 15, and 6 make the playoffs. So are they telling us that there's going to be a team in the American League playoffs that wins less than half their games? I sure hope not.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yep.
and then it's amazing. Boston was the worst team in baseball after they left Colorado, but now there's a few teams behind them. I think the Mets are behind them. What happened to the Mets? They're 0-5 this week.
And the Mets spend a lot of
And the
money.
Mets, they got all kinds of talent. The Giants have a lot of talent. They're behind Boston. And I think Kansas City is,
Wow.
and Colorado is, and the Angels are. So there's like 5 teams
Wow.
just
A
for
couple of games make a difference.
Boston beating the
Amazing.
Yankees. These 2 games, they passed out 5 teams. And anyway, that's what's happening. But one of the things I said I was going to talk about this week, and I thought I would never see it. It was so good.
Wow, that's good.
And I want to give it
so good?
credit. And that is the NBA draft.
Yeah, you were impressed with it.
I was very impressed with that.
What was it on ESPN?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought I was being so noble. I was going to stay with him and watch the whole thing with him. He didn't even need me. Right? They
Yeah.
did a good job announcing everything.
And last year, I didn't listen to the NBA draft because I was in the hospital.
Oh, you're in bad shape.
And
Couldn't-
I think, besides being in a lot of pain, I think the nurses were giving me stuff to make me sleep.
So look at you all tied down. You needed to.
I know I was. I
What a
was.
horrible thing.
I had stuff on my heart, and
Yeah, everything. He was all wired down.
I was all tied up. I couldn't move. And one of the things about me that's not good is I'm claustrophobic.
Yeah, so that
So
didn't help the situation.
when you're tied up, and one of the other things that was hard for me What do you do when you have to go to the bathroom?
You were attached to something, so they. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Well, let's not get
for
into that.
number one,
I know.
and not for the other.
I know.
But anyway, I slept through the draft last year,
Yes.
and the draft before that, Stephen A. Smith
Oh,
had
that
it.
guy was
Oh,
ridiculous.
this
Rude.
guy
He might be good
thinks
at something, but he was
he is
horrible
good at
for
something.
that.
He knows a lot about sports, but the draft was too much for him
Yeah. He
because
only wanted everyone to
he
concentrate on
wanted
him.
everybody to concentrate on how good he was.
Yeah.
And it was the worst draft I ever saw. And I thought after this, maybe I'll never watch it again.
Well,
But
I'm
let me
glad you gave this one a chance.
tell you what was so good about it. There were a couple of things. In the first place,
Hmm?
it was a very deep draft. A lot of good
A
players.
lot of good players.
And there were rumors, all kinds of rumors for the Celtics that they were going to trade 5 number ones draft picks and Jalen Brown and a couple other players. It was supposed to be an 8-for-1 deal
Huh.
for Antetokounmpo. Now, I don't care how good Pupo is. It doesn't make sense to trade 8 guys for an aging, injury-prone guy.
And with the draft being so deep with
And
good
with the
players,
draft being so deep, you're losing all these possibilities to get good players.
I know.
My understanding is that Brown is still on the block,
Oh,
and they're talking
maybe he got
to.
hurt feelings.
Yeah, maybe he did, and maybe he wants to be on the block. Maybe he wants to go. I don't know all the details, but let me tell you what. And in previous drafts,
Okay.
especially in the second round, and they have so much time between picks. I think it was 2 minutes. And
Maybe it's longer. I think it's 5 minutes.
it's 4 minutes this year,
Okay.
which is better. And what they did, what made them so good this year, they had guys were complaining, and rightly so, that when their name was called, they were on commercial breaks
In previous years.
in previous years. So they didn't even get to hear their names called. You talk about a snub. That's about as bad a snub as you could get. You get drafted to play in the
It's
NBA
been a lifetime thing.
and nobody hears your name being called. That is downright rude and discouraging. But this time they worked the commercials around that so that I heard every name in the first round and every name in the second round.
Yes, perfect.
So you have the depth of the draft, which made it more interesting. Plus, you get to hear all the names. None of the players who got called up got snubbed.
And I think at least, or maybe more, the first half hour or more, there were no commercials.
Yeah, there weren't any.
That was great.
And but they had I think they had about 7 minutes. They said 5 minutes in the first round, but a lot of it was more than 5 minutes. When they say 5 minutes between picks, and some of them, well, they're still
Yeah.
deliberating.
Well, sometimes they didn't know right
Uh,
away if their
I
guy
think
got
there should
picked.
be a time limit on this stuff,
Well,
but it ended at a decent time. But anyway, it was a very good draft, and we're going to a break. This is an Nancy and Mike show.
we'll be right back.
Mike Zorik, a 3-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a 6-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2 thirds, and 2 fourths. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorick, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorick has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent, but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of the Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on the Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorick.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida. This is a Nancy and Mike show. And by the way,
Yeah?
one thing I forgot to mention earlier in the show, this is show number 49, and it's June 27th, 2026. I got so involved with leaving the hospital last year that I didn't do my job at the beginning of the show. But anyway,
We're good.
what I was talking about when we left is how well run the NBA draft was. And it's really hard to know who did well and who didn't do well because we're not going to know that until all the trades are completed and all the free agents have signed. I know, in my case, for listening to the second day of the draft, and one thing that was encouraging for me,
Yeah? What?
that the guys who are running it made the statement that the team that had the best draft was the Philadelphia 76ers.
Oh, good.
And they got this guy from Alabama, and I was trying to think of it last night, what his name is, and I can't think of his name for the life of me. But I remember when they drafted him, I knew he was really good. He's
Okay.
a guard. But the problem with Philly is their front line, with Embiid getting hurt all the time.
Oh, he's so good.
He's so good when he plays,
I hope
but
he
he
stays
hardly ever
healthy.
plays. And he's always getting hurt. He'll play maybe 1 or 2 great games, and then he'll get
Yeah,
hurt.
it goes all out.
And so
Okay.
I don't know. There's a problem there, and there is a guy for the New York Knicks, and I'm glad the New York Knicks won. Even I don't like the New York Knicks, you know that, but
But you
they
like a lot of their players.
they have a lot of Villanova players.
Yeah.
But one thing that's good if you're Boston or Philadelphia, their center Robinson is a free agent, and that, if you're Boston or Philly, is a good thing because New York can pay him without going over the salary cap.
Mm-hmm.
So that means they're not going to re-sign him. And there's another guy out there who used to play for the Knicks, but he's for Oklahoma City now.
Who?
A big power forward. His name is Hartenstein. And Philly or Boston could use either one of those two guys. And one guy I was hoping that we could get is a guy from Michigan. His name is Mara,
Oh, I heard of him.
and he's 7'3".
Ah.
He's a little bit thin,
Well,
but
who got him?
think I'm not sure of this. I think Golden State got him.
Okay.
So, and some the Lakers have already signed Austin Reeves. Boy, the 76ers could have used him. Man, very good guard, great 3-point shooter.
Well, maybe that'll help the Lakers.
It will help the Lakers. Well, I don't know if it'll help the Lakers, but
If they keep him, or
they
he works
they
out.
signed him up for 4 years, so they're going to keep him.
Oh, good.
But they have Luka Doncic. He's good,
He's very good.
and but the Lakers are looking for a center. There's a lot of teams that needs a center. It's like in baseball, you need a lot of pitching. In
Yeah.
basketball, you need tall guys,
Yeah. With a long reach.
and that could get rebounds.
Yeah.
And the guy I was hoping the Celtics would get was a guy named Reed from UConn. He could have been their center, but Boston drafted 27th,
Yeah, not much left.
and he got picked number 26. I mean,
Yeah.
I was upset about
I
that.
know,
That
I remember hearing about you getting upset.
that was the one time I got upset during the draft.
Yeah.
Nothing that the people did wrong.
No?
It was just a bad order of
Yeah, you were
drafting.
hoping.
And there was another guy from UConn. You know, you're playing back east. His guy's name is he's a guard. His name is Caravan. And he's a very good shooting guard. I was hoping either Boston or Philly would get one of those.
Uh-huh.
Now, Philly had no second round picks. So in the whole draft, they only had one.
They still did good. That's
Uh,
good.
th-
sign.
they
That's
did
good.
they did very well.
But
But they're gonna have to go into the free agent market, and I don't know how
that's what
they're.
costs.
That's what cost.
Yep.
You pay top dollars for free agents.
Yes, they
And
made their mark. Now they want to get cash in.
yeah, and I don't know where they are with the salary cap,
Mhm.
but anyway, that's where we are with this, and I'm gonna have Nancy do her wonderful thing while I try to figure out where I'm gonna go from here.
Well, we have too much today. I know I'm trying to memorize this verse. I think of it a lot, but it's Proverbs 3, verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. And I have Mike and I listened to Give Him 15 by Dutch Sheets. And he's only on, we get it on our email, and I think he's on YouTube and stuff. But
Monday through Friday.
yeah, thank you. And he was telling a story about one of his friends who's close to God. And I can't remember the guy's name, but I'll just call him Joe. Okay. So Joe was at the airport. He was getting kind of irritated, not in a good mood, which can happen at the airport with all the vibes and everything. And so he gets a message from God that said, I want you to go over to that girl over there and tell her a word. But the Joe couldn't remember the word. But anyway, at that time, he went over there, even though he was in a snippy mood. He went over, he listened to God, went over to this woman and talked to her and said the word that God told him to say. And she looked at him, tears rolled down her face, and she said, Thank you. I needed that. And so he walked back to where he was, and he was telling God, well, uh, it was the right thing to do, but didn't you know I was in a snippy mood? Why are you telling me to do that? And God said, yeah, I know the mood you were in, but you were the best I could find within 50 feet. And so the guy started laughing right in the airport. And when I heard that story, I started laughing, and that sheet started laughing. And Mike and I know God does have a funny sense of humor. And it's the other day I thought, wow, I'm really blessed. I did everything, and it rained while I was in the car. When I got out, it stopped, and then I got back in, and so then just the other day, I went to the bank, and it started pouring.
Yeah, Thursday.
Happily, I have an umbrella close in the door of the car. So I went in, and the girl, nobody else was in the bank with pouring down rain. And she said, well, if I were you, I would have waited in the car a few more minutes.
But you don't know when it's going to
When
stop
it's going to
pouring.
stop. So anyway, that I said, well, God does have a funny sense of humor. But then when I went to my next errand, it was sunny, and I got in and out, no problem. And uh, so anyway, I got a thing. Let's see, what book is this from? This is from 60 Days of Prayer. Okay. So this was June 17th. Though 17 is a special number for me. This is called Carried by Kindness. And kindness, guys, it's very important. It's not just being wimpy or something. Kindness. God really appreciates kindness. So here it is, Ephesians 4, verse 32. Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ God forgave you. Ephesians 4:32. So kindness doesn't always look heroic. Sometimes it's as simple as slowing down long enough to really see the grocery clerk who looks so tired. One thoughtful gesture can shift a person's entire day. So show that one person today, someone who needs a moment of kindness. And the actions become a reminder for you and to them. And I remember one time at the grocery store, I just said a simple thing like, it's nice seeing you. And she said, whoa. I think that's the only time someone ever said that to me while she was on the job. And just this week, I was at Staples to get some copies of my artwork, and they forgot to give me something, a very important, one of a kind thing I had. And so while I was waiting, there was another girl, and everybody else in line was looking at their phone, and she wasn't, and I wasn't. So we started talking, and she said it's so important to make eye contact. But when everybody else has got their eyes transformed onto their cell phone, it's
It's
hard
their
to
God.
it's hard to see someone who's awake, alert, and can communicate. And here she has a daughter who's blind, and we had a really good conversation. And
Yeah, I wish I had been with you.
I know. And we actually looked in each other's eyes, and then when she needed help with the facts, I said, oh, we shook hands. I said, we're both old school, right? And we had a great conversation. We really communicated. And then when the girl that worked at Staples said, oh, I'm busy with this, I said, well, she doesn't know how to use the fax machine. So I helped to bring that girl back, because that girl was already uh, not happy with messing me up. And so everything worked out. And oh, we're going to a break. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. We'll be right back.
Author, radio show host and coach, John M. Hawkins, reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness: Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them, rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies, find settings that allow them to be the most productive, and track their progress towards accomplishing goals. What if there were a super tiny device that could diagnose the brain and is smaller than a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorek.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida. This is the Nancy and Mike show. And one of the things Nancy's done now, and one of the things I was talking about earlier in the show, I was talking about the NBA draft. Now, the deal with Milwaukee, I did not say anything about.
I know, and they were being selfish, right?
They were absolutely being selfish, and they finally made the trade to Miami. Now, Miami, because of what I consider, they're going to have to rebuild. They lost so much
Even one guy can't do
with
everything.
this trade with Milwaukee. Milwaukee was holding everybody hostage with this,
Mm-hmm.
and they were asking for the moon and all the stars for one guy, and it's just it was too much, and I was hoping that they would get rejected, but Boston was in this to the last second, and then Boston says we're not going to give up Jaylen Brown. And I was thinking, good for them, because if you miss this draft, you're missing.
Yeah, big time.
Who knows when the next draft is going to be like this?
Well, didn't Milwaukee draft anybody good with all their manipulating?
Oh,
you're
let me
not
see.
sure.
Who did they draft? They had a. I can't remember.
Oh, I
who
shouldn't
they
do
drafted.
that. I'm sorry.
But anyway,
So
they made out like bandits,
too bad.
and they got drafts coming from years, and I don't know all these players they got from Miami. They may not be able to keep all these players because
Miami can get him back.
Miami might be able to get them back
Good.
as free agents.
Oh, then they got to pay.
Yeah, then they have to pay.
Ah,
But anyway, one of the things that I did notice that is unfortunate, New Orleans, they had no draft picks in either
they
round.
gave it away.
Yeah, they gave their, and they didn't give it away this year. They gave it away in prior years.
Oh, It's painful.
This year they didn't have any draft picks.
You never know when
And
it's going to be a good
you
year.
know, when you have a good year like
Ugh.
this was, I mean, Philadelphia had this 22nd pick in the draft, and they had this great guard from Alabama. Usually, you don't have good stuff
Not
like
that
that
late.
after 21 picks.
Right.
So uh, it turned out to be Philadelphia's benefit. And the guy they got, people said that this is like a lottery pick for them, but they still need to address their front line. And I know I said that. And today, and no, I think it was yesterday and today, is the National Hockey League draft.
Oh, okay.
Now, my problem is I don't follow college hockey. So if I were to watch the draft, I would not know who was doing what.
But maybe they'll explain.
I don't know who
Maybe
is
they'll
good
explain
or,
in between picks.
but usually Boston College and Boston University are usually very good teams. And I thought, well, if the Bruins could draft somebody from there, Wisconsin, I think, is good. And but I don't know the players, so I can't be a judge of who drafts what. I
Well,
was
you can always listen to Lee Hamilton the next day. He'll explain.
that's what that's
Yeah.
what I'm planning
He
to
knows
do.
hockey.
There's a guy that I listen to twice a week, and the rest of it Monday, Tuesday and Friday, I listen to his podcast.
Yeah, you can find him on YouTube. It's Lee Hacksaw Hamilton.
And nobody is like him when it comes to sports. I thought I was good until I got
Yeah, he's a genius.
interested in him. I can't compete with him.
You've been listening to him since I don't know when.
1983.
Ah,
And he used to work for KTAR in Phoenix, Arizona. And how I found him,
we were in Arizona.
we
right?
were in Arizona,
Just listening to the
and
radio.
they had a Greco-Roman wrestling tournament in Arizona. And I was we had stopped to stay in a motel, and boy, I that day for that tournament, I did not eat anything for 5 days.
Oh,
And all I could think about was food, food, and more food.
I know.
And
Oh, and we went to that restaurant. I had such a good meal. All these plates all on my half of the table, and Mike had a cup of tea.
oh yeah, that was the next year. That was
Oh, okay. That left a lasting memory. Good scalloped potatoes. And the next
Yeah.
day, the waitress said, "Is she going to let you eat today?" Oh, gosh, I thought that was rude. But she doesn't know what we go through.
And I don't think she cared either. But anyway, what happened with that particular thing? It was Friday,
Uh-huh.
and the tournament was Saturday.
Yeah, and
Uh,
they had all the fish you could
all
eat.
the fish and
That's
chips you
Mike's
could eat.
specialty.
That's my favorite,
Oh,
fish and chips.
smelled so good.
And it was only on Friday. So by the time the tournament was over on Saturday, this tournament,
Definitely went back to that place.
we went back there, and I'm thinking I'm going to get what I missed
I
the
know.
previous day. Well, it wasn't there.
Nope.
So, well, no, it's only on Fridays.
We'll never be there again.
No, we were never there again. And but anyway, I'll never forget that. And boy, did it smell good too. Boy, I'll tell you.
Poor Mike.
But anyway, yeah, the things that I
Yeah,
did.
it's always my fault. If he gets fat, it's my fault. If he gets too skinny and he can't eat because he's trying to make weight, it's my fault.
Yeah,
If I take him running in the hot heat, it's my fault. You know, they'd yell at me, "Don't you know it's too hot to take him out there?" Yeah, well, he's the boss. I'm not.
yeah. I go out running in California. It's 110 degrees.
Yeah,
What are you gonna do?
I know.
It's 110 degrees for for 5 months. I can't go 5 months without running.
Nope.
So, you gotta run, uh, when you can, and I was just happy to have a running partner, and, it's crazy. But anyway, yeah, I don't know how we got on the
Oh, we're talking about
yeah,
Lee
Lee
Hamilton in
Hamilton.
Arizona.
And in
Sorry.
1983, uh, Nancy's thinking about where we're gonna eat, and I'm thinking about I gotta find something on the radio. I need some kind of distraction
Yep, you do.
because I was really hungry, and then you know what happened? I never made weight.
Oh man, after all that.
After all that, I went 5 days with no food, and I didn't make weight.
Mm,
And, I don't even think we went to the tournament. I think we skipped it.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah,
I remember
I
that one time I said that guy is a perfect one for you.
yeah, that was 1984.
Oh, okay.
This was 83. Yeah, I skipped it, and we went to Sedona,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah, I did a movie in Sedona and it's unbelievably beautiful. And so I wanted to go back there just because it's so beautiful. But I tell you, Mike is so sensitive. Mike is close to God. And I wanted to take a picture of him. So I was backing away. He said, "No, don't leave me." He said, "There's bad spirits around here." So I had to get a close up of him, not the whole distance I wanted, because he felt, they said there's some kind of vortex in Sedona, right?
yeah,
Mike?
I heard that on TV
Yeah,
about some kind of
some
vortex there,
spiritual
and
vortex.
that you get carried away with the view, and
You don't recognize
you
the
don't
evil.
recognize the vortex.
Hmm.
It's like what do they call that thing?
Oh, that
The
triangle.
Bermuda
It's the
Triangle.
same kind of vortex like in the Bermuda Triangle in Sedona, Arizona.
And people have disappeared, and nobody ever finds these people or where they went to or whatever the case may be. It's like they're kidnapped by some force, and
Ooh.
it's
Yeah, so Mike was on guard.
no, I don't want to get involved with that. That's
I know.
too scary.
I remember one time we were going to the post office, and I was feeling happy,
Oh yeah, it was close to Christmas time.
and we both went into the post office, and all of a sudden I'm starting to feel anxious and uncomfortable. And then we got back outside. I was happy again. I said, "Whoa, what was that?" He said, "There's bad spirits in there." I think because people are anxious getting things done, you have to mail this and this, that. The spirit was strong. Bad spirit, huh?
Yeah, one thing we learned is you don't want to go near the post office close to Christmas.
Nope.
Here's another thing we learned:
What?
if you could do it, don't ever go to the grocery store the day before Thanksgiving. That is
Yeah, I've made that mistake.
a massive disaster waiting to happen.
If you can avoid these
It's
things,
not a good idea to go to the grocery store the day before Thanksgiving.
no. Some
I think
people can't help it,
we've
but
done it twice, and
yeah.
boy, never again.
Nope.
And
Even if you have to do with one thing that you forgot, that's okay.
yeah,
Go without.
you could probably go to the store on Thanksgiving Day. You'd be better off.
Stores are closed though.
But usually grocery stores are not closed. Sometimes they are. But yeah, that was a mistake we made a few times. And one thing about us, if we make a mistake, we learn from our mistakes.
Yes, and we talk it out. Like
And
I didn't know what happened when I went to the post office that time, and he explained it to me, and it made sense because then I was back to my happy self when I got out. So I thought, "Whoa, what's that?" I didn't understand that. Mike has, maybe because he's blind, but he has a deep understanding of things that takes me a little while to get. But when he explains it to me, I'm open to understanding. Right, hon?
I wonder if it has to do with my not being distracted
I think so.
by visual things. Anyway, it sounds to me like we're going to our last break. This is a Nancy and Mike show. and we'll be back shortly.
Yes.
What if there were a super tiny device that could diagnose the brain and is smaller than a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation. Mike Zorek, a three-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a six-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2/3, and 2/4. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorek, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorek has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorek.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida. This is a Nancy and Mike show. And when we left, we were talking about a variety of experiences we had in Arizona when they had what was known as the Wrestling Triple Crown Series, which was a Greco-Roman tournament, which is upper body, a folk style, which is high school, and freestyle, which is an Olympic style for wrestling. And they had 3 tournaments, and the guy who ran those tournaments did a fantastic job. And anyway, I went to those 2 years in a row, and the second year I could not make 114, and the guy at 114, who was the state champ, was perfect for me. I wrestled an exhibition match with him.
Even before you wrestled, I could tell.
Yes, you did. You told the week before, and I pinned him in the first period.
Yep.
And if I had made weight, I would have been a state champ.
Yep.
But
I wasn't too happy.
I wasn't either. But anyway, getting back to Lee Hamilton, what he does, he puts stuff on the table for people to discuss in a variety of sports. And you call in, he had a talk show, the best ever. Never find a sports talk show like he had.
Yep, on the radio station.
On the radio station, KTAR in Arizona.
Yep.
And Phoenix. And then he moved to San Diego,
That's
which
where he
is
lives
where
now.
he is now. And if you want to know sports, he's the guy to go to. And so that's what Nancy was talking about the hockey draft.
Yeah.
He'll have comments on the hockey draft.
And give us some inside information that you don't know these players.
Who
though.
did well, what trades took place. And I'm looking forward to Monday when Nancy reads me the topics on the table. So that's the deal with Lee Hacksaw Hamilton. And the problem is there's only one of them. And when he retires, who's going to replace him?
Yeah, he's a one of a kind.
He's not he's not replaceable. And what would I
That guy in Arizona that did the Triple Crown, he wasn't replaceable.
know?
I know.
And the thing went down the chute
Yeah.
after he retired.
Some people just, they're
And
one of a kind. That's it.
he's still a good friend of ours today.
Yes. We like him.
And it's
Nice family.
Ed Connect. He was an
Yeah.
Olympic wrestler, very good wrestler. And
Strange. He had a dream and you had a dream, and he kind of remembers it like it really happened, but you both had the same kind of dream. Isn't that weird? It's kind of like twice.
yeah, it was a very depressing dream. And he beat me 10-9 in the semifinals. And in order to go to the Olympic trials, you had to be in the top 2. And I was in the top 2, but because of the way the brackets were made, he beat me in the semifinals, and I ended up 3rd. I never got to move up to number 2, which I should have been. And it was really depressing.
Well, just to let you know, you probably heard this before, but when Mike dreams, it's always like his life: feeling, hearing, touching, smelling, tasting, but no eyesight because he's never had eyesight. So, but that Ed had the same kind of dream, and then he was telling other people how he wrestled you, but in reality, he didn't.
No, I never wrestled with him. Never at any time. I never worked out with him, but I had the dream, and he seemed to somehow get it in his head that he worked out with me sometime, but we never worked out together.
Yeah.
He's very good quality Christian.
Yes.
And wonderful guy, and wonderful family. And they live in Arizona, and great guy. And to work with him was a great experience, to go to the tournaments that he hosted. And but anyway, there was that's how I met Lee Hamilton.
Yep.
And listening to his show on and you get Ed Connect and Lee Hamilton on the same weekend. That's what you really call a successful weekend. 2 people that are not replaceable.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen every day. And that's part of the deal that
That's why I was saying, keep your eyes open, be in the now to see what's happening around you, because God will influence people to see that you're one of the awake people, not somebody looking at their phone and not what's happening.
Yeah, that's a very good point, by the way. And like when you're single, you don't know when you're gonna meet the right guy or the right girl.
No.
It just one, and you know it, and you recognize it, and the right girl comes along. But before it happens, you don't know when it's gonna happen. It's something you got to be aware so that you don't let the person get away. And it's sort in my mind, it's sort of like that. That's the way I look at it. Anyway, we have come to the end of another show. This has been the Nancy and Mike show. And have a great 4th of July, everybody. We'll see you in 2 weeks
Yeah,
on the
we
11th.
won't be on next time, but happy 4th of July.
This has been the Nancy and Mike Show. Tune in each week and become part of the conversation of the amazing journey of Nancy and Mike.